Welcome to Bruins Overtime Live, presented by BuyAToyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit BuyAToyota.com. With Billy and Barry, I'm Sophia. It took the shootout, but the Bruins beat the Red Wings 3-2 the final, and Jeremy Swayman was, so many talking points, but we just saw that save by Swayman in the shootout. He was excellent all night and definitely gave them that chance to win.
Well, third period,
yep.
Overtime, shootout.
Yep.
Tremendous.
Is that all?
Swayman. Yeah, he was excellent there. Shootout, he made it look, not going to say easy, he made it look so controlled. Good for him. Obviously, they had the lead. They give up the lead late in the game with the extra attacker out there, but they reset, and they find a way to get to the extra points. Huge right now.
Yeah, it really is. And to your point about reset, they needed a reset from yesterday afternoon's loss to the Rangers as well, right? And so they bounced back with that. That was a good, gritty effort. Again, when you have this many, you got 6 guys out, and not just your bottom 6 either, some of your top guys. That's what's going to happen. It's not an excuse, and as we've been talking about all year, welcome to the National Hockey League this season. These things are happening to everybody. It was a gritty effort. I would have liked to see the Bruins finish the game a little bit stronger than they did. As Brick was talking, kind of the latter part of that second period, Detroit gave you a push.
Did they run out of gas, though?
Yeah, it could have been a little bit. Everything's kind of been working up against them, to your point. And then the third period, it was all Detroit, 13-4 the shots. But you got the 2 points, and now you go on to Tuesday. Big divisional win.
And you get tomorrow to do nothing.
Nothing, diddly.
Nothing. They need it. They need a real day of nothing, of rest.
Because we know Thanksgiving isn't really a day off, and some of these, what they've been doing, Halloween parties, not a day off.
Exactly. And literally,
exhausting.
Remember the next day, the game's at 1.
Exactly.
So you're at the rink at 10 a.m. They've had nothing. They need it. And maybe even Monday, they have an easier day before they head out.
Thanksgiving was tough. You had to do the dishes, everything that you were doing there, kid.
I offered.
I know.
Said no.
Yeah, I'm here.
Right.
I'm with you, kid.
So you said they got 2 points. Speaking of a couple of points, Morgan Geekie became the third fastest Bruins player in the last 45 years to score 20 goals in a season. It took him 58 games last season to hit the 20-goal mark, and he's done it so far in 27 games.
Yeah, and it's amazing, as we've been talking about this last week because of Thanksgiving, Billy. He has a lot to be thankful for, but I tell you, I can't believe the transformation from this time last year when he's being sit out. He's trying to find his game. He's pressing himself because he's up for a contract. He's only human, right? And blah, blah, blah. And here you are a year later, he's leading the National Hockey League in goals.
It's really, you want to talk about a metamorphosis.
Yeah.
Just
unbelievable.
It's really a great story, and taking advantage of this, wanting an opportunity, helping create an opportunity, dealing with adversity, and then getting through it. And what a shot. His release is phenomenal.
8 goals in his last 6. He's standing by with Razor.
Morgan, we'll get to your goals, but just how big of a win is that for you guys to bounce back and get a big divisional win?
It's huge. We knew they were going to kind of come out hard in the third, and they did. And we tried to stick to our game plan, and special teams kind of took care of both ends. But big character win. Sway stood in his head, and Mitzi had a nice goal to finish it.
Special teams, it's been a story the first 27 games of the season, but huge tonight for the PK. And then regular in the first 60, I should say, and then in overtime they really came up big.
Yeah, it's huge. Those guys are a huge part of our team, and that's one of our strengths. And unfortunately, we've had to lean on it pretty heavily lately. So, those guys lay their body on the line every night for us, and one of those games is all credit to them.
Finally, 2 goals from you again tonight. You're up to 20 on the season. It's incredible what you're doing. Can you walk us through the power play goal? It was a great tip, a great look for Lindholm on the first one. The power play one was the big one in the third. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, they did a good job setting us at the line, and a little bit of a messy break-in, but just try to relieve some pressure. And both Lindy's made a great play to get a Mitzi in the middle and just try to be ready for it. I thought it was coming, but just try to put a good shot on it.
Well, congrats. Go celebrate. That's a big win for you guys. Congrats.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, you heard Morgan describe it. Why don't we show it to you there? Like Razor mentioned, big power play goal for them.
Yeah, it was a slow kind of up here, and they get it in eventually to the right side. And then this play coming up by Elias Lindholm, huge in the middle. Mittelstadt's in the middle appropriately. And then I love the way how quickly he's already moving his feet, Barry, to get the puck over to Geekie. When Geekie gets it, it's perfection. It's the sweet spot. Like with you on the first tee, my friend.
Yeah.
I mean, he absolutely rips it.
He just opens up. But to your point, too, it's not as if this is right in his sweet spot. He kind of, he has to adjust his body a little bit. The puck's not exactly where he wanted or is expecting it. But to me, as we've been talking about, Billy, this is one of his strengths. And I'm sure he learns a lot of that from Pasta. Man, he gets in there and he gets that leverage. And a kind of a sigh of relief because he got hit earlier in that third period with Edvardson. He got tied up from behind and he went off and he weren't the way he was on the bench. He was uncomfortable, wasn't sure if it was his arm or his shoulder, but he played through it. And it was a relief to see him back out there immediately.
The goal scored, and I don't know if you caught, Talbot was like, he couldn't believe. I think he felt he overplayed it there. I don't think he could have caught up to that one. No disrespect, Cam Talbot. I'm talking, I don't know if any goal he could have.
Right.
I mean, the way that he got it going from the left side, going cross corner as well. This wasn't short side. This was up top going the other side. So the goalie's sliding over to his blocker side, and he tickets it for the corner.
And you could just feel in the building, it's like when he got it, everyone just kind of went, not again?
Yeah.
Another one? Are you
No,
kidding me? Everybody in the
it.
crowd was like, you got to be kidding me.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
The Bruins did, or rather the Red Wings did pull Cam Talbot, and the Bruins had this empty net chance. They couldn't get it in, and eventually the Red Wings score to tie it up.
Yeah, and as Brick said right there, he made the right decision, I thought. He just didn't want to cause an icing, Billy, if he missed the net. He tried to get it up to Steve's. They just couldn't handle it quite well. And then all of a sudden, they just got backed up in their end here. The old man Kane can still play, can he? What a nice play he made there as he protects that puck so well on his backhand and throws it across.
What hands.
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, little things like Larkin corralling the puck at the point and then waiting, not just getting rid of it. Like right there, waiting. Now you can see Lindholm afterwards is really upset for committing to, and Middlestat doesn't get back enough. I don't know if we're going to see like Hampus Lindholm like feign like he was going to throw his stick. They're all pissed off because they give up the goal in under 2 minutes, but they overcommit there. I also will say it's a pretty good play there by the Detroit Red Wings.
But one of the things we've been talking about is taking penalties that takes away the momentum. You have a 2-1 lead, and then right away, even though a couple of those were
that was a bad,
bad call to me. A situation. Now all of a sudden you have a 2-1 lead. You have the momentum. Now you got to rely on your penalty killers to get it. Even though you kill it off, you kind of lose that push back on Detroit, and they get more momentum off it, and then they, get one late.
I don't mind marginal calls. I don't know if we have the peak penalty ready on the show because they're going to happen, right? The game is so fat. It is so easy up here to watch and have replay and everything. But that one where Peak has a stick down and then it gets called late, that's you've got to be 100% sure right there that is a.
Well, then how about the Lindholm call in overtime? The guy dove.
He did, yeah. It could have been one of those both ways.
Yes.
But I'm going back to the one late in the game, the Peak one. Regardless, they won. So
but again, as we're seeing, and they're talking about playing with fire here, you gave up 5 power play opportunities again. Now only 6 shots. The penalty killers have been great, but man, you're relying on your penalty killers too many times to try and pull the game out for you as well as keep momentum. And then, of course, your most important penalty killer is your goaltender, and you're relying on those guys too much.
Great transition, Barry, because it's time to take a
You're
look
welcome,
at this.
kid.
Thank you so much. You know what? You could be a host one day.
Someday.
We'll switch roles. How about that?
Okay.
Our Subaru of New England star of the game as we take a look at save percentage leaders in the NHL this season. And there is Jeremy Swayman with a .915. He was excellent tonight, guys.
He was excellent, and easily deserves a start. We don't. Geeky deserves it. Either one, take your pick. The goalie union is happy tonight. Razor's like, remember the other night Razor was. So tonight
like,
Razor could be happy, right?
He's got that union carrying card, does he? Yes. He would, to me, started the latter part of that second period.
I agree.
When you started right in here, you started getting a push from Detroit. They're a good hockey club. The Bruins got their short. It was all the injuries and stuff, and Detroit could feel it. They were picking it up, but it was late in the second period here with some great saves that kind of allowed the Bruins to get out of this period and get into the third. And then the third, Detroit really gave you a push and outshot the Bruins 13-4. And then in overtime, Billy, they have to kill that off, and they're outshot 5-1. So that last period and a half to me was Bruins really had a lean on their goaltender.
Yeah, that's where he got the start of the game. There's no question about it. the way that he was anticipating, the way that he was, I mean, he's just like right there.
So square.
So square, right. Yep. He's completely set for that one without being rigid, and he just makes a beautiful save. The body position is great. There's a 2-on-1. Like, again, they tried going short side on him a couple of times, either over the shoulder or through that 5 or 7 hole in the arm. And he was great. How about that play on Comfort coming across the left leg, just reading it beautifully. I mean, that right there, that one he did make look easy, and that's anything but. And then here you go on the power play in the third period. Shot coming from afar. The Bruins did a good job of blocking some shots, too. They constantly did. Here, coming across, flashing the leather on DeBrincat.
Yeah, we're right behind that. We're kind of like, are you kidding me with that save on the old glove hand? He was there. But again, to your point, Billy, when he's going down, he's just going down in such a strong position. Mm-hmm. He's taking up space while he's there. You can see his eyes following the puck so well. He is really tracking things right now, and as we said in the pregame, he's got a little swagger going. Yep, he really does.
Hey, deservedly so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pushing for the U.S. team starting job right now. Not to get too far ahead of ourselves.
I didn't think you
wanted a little way to go.
I didn't think you wanted the Olympics.
I don't want the Olympics. But if I got to talk, if they're going to happen, I got to talk about them.
Okay.
And why not talk about a Bruins goalie that's pushing for that starting
gig?
And
the one thing you can do is talk. So that's good.
Amen.
Match made in heaven. Barry, you mentioned the penalty to Lindholm in overtime and how big the PK was, but here it is, killing off the 2 minutes.
Yeah, and it's so difficult, as we know, Billy, on a 4-on-3. As we've been talking all season about the Bruins on the 5-on-3 having to make the kill, right? Well, here you're 4-on-3. The guys are tired. They're lingering. But look at the sticks. And then, of course, when you need it, your goaltender's there to make the big saves for you. And as we talked about, he was exceptional in this overtime as well. But the penalty killers, you got to give them credit, man. They have really hung in there. And the Bruins, yes, there's some bad calls. But you just can't keep going to the well this often, man. It's going to really hurt you.
No way.
Yeah.
It's gonna crush you.
Yeah.
Exactly. I will fully admit, me of little faith in overtime.
Yeah.
I'm thinking power play. Like, I wonder what the percentage is, Barry. I'll have to look into this of when a team gets a power play in overtime, a full power play. Yeah. What's the percentage of a goal being scored?
It's probably pretty high, right?
Wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
Right. And I'm thinking, okay, Detroit ties it up late. They get this power play. They got 4 forwards on the ice, all that can fire the puck, all of them that can move it. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm thinking that internally.
Yeah.
But the Bruins, thankfully, showed me wrong. And then they were it's such a great sense of belief when you have a PK like that. Again, the problem is you can't keep testing it.
No, you can't. You really can't.